Hi, welcome back to the macro workshop recap video, part 2. Timer started. This is where I left off. I was talking about this thing right here. This is a, what is this? This is a, what is this right here? U. That can only be modified through, I don't use these. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think Perry uses this. But what it is it's, if you open this up, it's open. Yes. The room label is turned on. The room label is turned on, so it gives me the name of the room. It's a garage. Hold on, let me make sure you can see this, all this. And then I think you have several different options. You can turn on the room standard area, which is 323. Or no, the room standard area is 342. It's probably the center line of the wall. Room standard area, interior area, standard area, whatever. Oh, dimensions. You got dimensions. So that there's actually, in this label right there, you only had the option of putting in 4 things, I guess. Standard area, interior dimensions, interior area, and the room labels, I guess. And I thought Perry used this. I don't think he does. This is what I don't like about this. Well, I don't use it because I give my rooms, I rarely give my room a label. Look at this room, U. It's probably unspecified. Yeah, unspecified. That's how I work it. I don't think I need to specify this stuff. I think it works for some people. But what I don't like about this is, well, a lot of things, I guess. This is my room label right here, garage, and it's rich text. And garage is actually, this is all garage and concrete's typed in. It's a concrete floor. It's a garage. I get named it a garage, and it has a 103-inch ceiling height. That is a given. If I come over here, and I change the ceiling structure to, can I do this? Oh, how about minus 12? You're going to see that the height of the ceiling changes, I think. Yeah, it changes the height of the ceiling. And so that's a macro. That's what the macro is. And so my garage is typed in, my concrete is typed in, but the 109-inch ceiling height is a macro. Now here's another macro, and I think this is sort of what Perry does, I think. I'm not sure if he uses rich text because all his stuff is the same height. But see, Perry actually wants to come over here and he wants to bump, and he wants to use this macro here, global, and he wants to say room information. He wants to say room floor elevation. That's what he wants to say. And so it's minus 12. Remember, I typed in minus 12, and then you just type in the floor height. I think what I didn't like about his is it all had the same size text, and I don't like that because there's only so much area to put all this stuff in. But it works for him, and that's great. But now here's what you'll see is I typed in garage, and I can make it all caps. Now see this garage up here where it says garage and it's not caps? U. That is because I put in a macro called the room name. And so apparently you cannot change. I guess you can't make that all caps if you wanted to. It's not a big deal, but it. Anyway. But hey, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to look at this over here, and this is my label. And as I said, everything is. Bed 3's typed in, carpet's typed in, 96-inch ceiling height is a macro, U. And just, we're just talking about things here. Bump. Let me see if I could put a global room information. I want to do floor finish material. Floor finish material. Check that out. That's pretty cool. And so let's take anyway. I bet when I do this stuff, Shift B, F6, and God, I gotta stay focused. And this computer has to speed up. I'm just telling you. W, Control W. No, I don't want to say. Okay, I want to come over here and Shift G. I'm gonna overview look, and you're gonna see something here where. I have, in fact, I don't think I want to use carpet B4. I mean, I don't like all that stuff. For me, I try to keep it pretty simple. But suppose I come over here, and this is how I usually change my floor material over here. I mean, I want this wood that's in the kitchen over to here. Let's see what happens. There you go. See, it just changed to a cherry MP plank flooring. So when my client, I hadn't been doing this. In fact, I just did it on another job. I had to go in there and change every one of these floor finishes just to something or other. Whereas all I really had to do is change what it was really going to be. Done. Now here's the problem with that is, I want wood flooring. I want this wood flooring over here, and I'd probably just call it out as wood. I don't want to get into all the technical crap about it's cherry or it's walnut or something. But this flooring right here might be rotated 90 degrees or something. So I got to think about that. I mean, all I want to say is wood. I don't want to say wood rotated 90 degrees, which is what I would have to do if this wood was going in the other direction, if you get what I'm saying. I think. Okay, stop. I got to think where I'm going to go with this. Okay, so I'm back. I think one of the big things that CA could help us with is if they gave us labels for everything. Labels for everything. And let me see if I have an example here of where I could also use a label if I have a fireplace in here. Oh, I have a fireplace in here, yeah. I got a hearth right here. And floor plan, it should be, I could use a text block and call it out as existing hearth. But really, if I was able to open this up and I had a label right here, I could put existing hearth. And then what I do on my next plan, and I do this all the time, I copy this hearth, Control-C, Control-V, and I put it in my new plan over here. And so instead of having to copy a text block that's associated with this saying it's an existing hearth, the label would already be there, and I'd have a new label over here, and I could make it messed up. I could do whatever. Like this cabinet right here, existing 4-drawer, Control-C, Control-V, stick that cabinet right there. It's still a 4-drawer cabinet. The point is the text goes with the object, and that is really key. So that's one thing that we talked about that I thought was really key. The second thing was the being able to using the macros and doing the areas in my site plan, because on this particular project, I had this area, front porch, 143 square feet. That should be existing. Well, let me back up a second. Let's make it this. The area of the existing floor, 1955. I shouldn't have to type this number 1955 in anywhere else. It should be just in one location. But wherever I need to apply that, it would work. And I think in this case right here, I might have another example of a 12. Oh, I haven't done my Title 24 yet. But my Title 24, and this is the prescriptive method. I added no square footage on this, and it's just interior remodel. But I would have a prescriptive method, and if you've ever seen this prescriptive method for the Title 24, they ask you to type in the they ask you to type in they ask you to type in the floor area, but they also ask you to type in the number of stories and the climate zone. Well, so I have to go through all these boxes. If you've ever seen this, there's a bunch of boxes, and I have to type in the floor area in 5 or 6 different places. I have to type in the climate zone in 6 or 7 different places, and blah, blah, blah. But if that was a macro, I do it one time in the plan, and all this stuff is automatically updated. That's what's so killer. I'm talking about, so I just talked about 2 things that were very important. That was the labels for everything, and I forgot what the other one was. Oh, the macros, the different macros, the room macros. But here now I'm going to start. Whenever I do these workshops, if I get one thing out of it, I've said this before, if I get one thing out of it, it's great. Well, actually, on this one, I think I got several things out of it. And one was we got Jerry Teacher work on the macros again for floor areas, and he was using ceiling planes. It doesn't work. I'm going to wait for X6 for that, I think. It's going to work. But another thing that came out of it is I'm going to start using the specify label, Perry's specify label. And I can go in here, objects, oh, here we go, box scale, yeah, there. And instead of putting in my own little text right here, I'm going to start using Perry's more and more. I mean, I've talked about this before, and I guess I'm just slow on the uptake, but so that's that's another really good thing that came out of Perry's, out of this thing. So I thank Perry for that. I think this is going to be really super. And in fact, he made the comment. He said, I don't know why everybody doesn't use it. Well, I don't either, and I don't know why I didn't use it till now. I'm going to start getting into this because this is really good stuff. Because I could change this without having to get into the plan itself. I could just put it over here, left elevation 1/4 inch. Good stuff. I'm going to end this part 2, and then I'm going to get into the really neat stuff that Perry taught me that I really want to get into. End of part 2.